Imagine walking through a peaceful forest, the sun shining, birds chirping, everything feels calm. But what if I told you some of the trees around you could blind you, burn you, or even kill you just by touching them? Sounds like a horror movie, right? In today's video, we're uncovering the truth about 10 of the most dangerous trees on Earth. From explosive fruits to toxic sap that melts your skin, these are not the trees you want to climb, touch, or even stand near. We'll explore a tree so deadly it's called the Tree of Death, another that fires seeds like bullets, and one that has been used for secret poisonings. If you love nature, this is a must-watch because beauty can sometimes hide real danger. Let's dive in before your next walk in the woods turns into a nightmare. The Gympie Gympie Tree. The Gympie Gympie tree is the stuff of true nightmares. Native to the rainforests of Australia, this tree doesn't need poison or ants to hurt you. It simply stings. But this sting is unlike anything else in the plant world. Its leaves are covered in tiny, invisible, needle-like hairs. When touched, these hairs inject a powerful neurotoxin that causes excruciating pain. Victims describe the pain as being burned by acid or electrocuted. Even worse, the pain can last for weeks or months. Some people have ended up in the hospital just from brushing against the leaves. In extreme cases, it has caused temporary paralysis and even driven people to suicide because the pain was so unbearable. And here's the kicker: even dead leaves can still sting you. It's been nicknamed the suicide plant for a reason. If you ever see large, heart-shaped leaves with fuzzy edges in the Australian forest, back away. The Manchineel Tree. The manchineel tree looks harmless, even beautiful. It grows on beaches in the Caribbean, Central America, and parts of Florida. But don't let its shiny green leaves and small green fruits fool you. This tree is one of the most poisonous on the planet. Its fruit, often called the beach apple or death apple, looks sweet and tasty. But just one bite can cause intense burning in the throat, vomiting, stomach pain, and in some cases, death. The tree's sap is also extremely dangerous. If it touches your skin, it can cause painful blisters. If it gets in your eyes, it may lead to temporary or even permanent blindness. What's even worse is that you don't even need to touch it. If it's raining, water dripping off the leaves can carry the sap onto your skin. That's why in some places, manchineel trees are marked with red paint or warning signs. The Sandbox Tree. At first glance, the sandbox tree looks like it belongs in a fantasy movie. It has a thick trunk covered with large, sharp thorns that act like natural armor. Found in Central and South America, this tree is also known as the dynamite tree, and for a good reason. The tree produces round, greenish fruits that might look innocent, but when they ripen, they explode with a loud bang. The explosion sends seeds flying in all directions at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour. These seed bullets can hurt animals and even people standing nearby. But that's not all. The sap of this tree is just as dangerous. It's a white, sticky liquid that can irritate your skin and eyes. Indigenous tribes once used it to make poison darts. If you're ever walking through a tropical forest and see a tree covered in spikes, don't get curious. The sandbox tree is one plant you definitely don't want to mess with. The oleander. Oleander is one of the most common ornamental plants in the world. You'll find it in gardens, parks, and along roadsides. It has beautiful pink or white flowers, grows quickly, and doesn't need much water. But underneath that beauty lies a deadly secret. Every part of the oleander plant is poisonous. Leaves, flowers, stems, even the smoke from burning it. The plant contains toxins called oleandrin and nerine, which can affect the heart and nervous system. Ingesting even a small amount can lead to nausea, vomiting, slow heartbeat, seizures, and death. Children and pets are especially at risk because the plant looks so harmless. Even drinking water that had oleander leaves in it can be deadly. Despite all this, many people still grow it because of how attractive it looks. But beauty can be misleading. If you have oleander in your garden, it's best to handle it with care, or maybe not grow it at all. The strychnine tree. The strychnine tree is as deadly as its name suggests. Found mainly in India and Southeast Asia, it produces bright orange fruits that look tempting, but inside is one of the world's most well-known poisons, strychnine. Strychnine is a powerful neurotoxin. If consumed, even in small amounts, it causes painful muscle spasms, seizures, and eventually death due to respiratory failure. There is no known antidote once symptoms start. The poison is so fast-acting that it was once used in warfare and criminal cases. Even touching the seeds without washing your hands can be risky. The tree has been banned or restricted in some areas due to how easily the poison can be extracted. Still, it is sometimes used in traditional medicine in extremely small doses, but only under expert guidance. This is one tree where curiosity can cost you your life. Bright colors usually mean danger in nature, and the strychnine tree is the perfect example. The milky mangrove. Found in coastal regions of the Indo-Pacific, the milky mangrove is also known as the blind your eye mangrove, and yes, it lives up to the name. When damaged or cut, this mangrove tree releases a milky white sap. If that sap comes into contact with your eyes, it can cause severe pain, temporary blindness, and in rare cases, permanent vision loss. Even touching the sap with your bare hands can cause itching and burning. But it doesn't stop there. If the wood of this tree is burned, the smoke becomes toxic and can harm your lungs. That's why locals avoid using it for firewood or construction. Despite its danger, the tree plays an important role in protecting coastal areas from erosion. So while it's good for the environment, it's definitely bad for your health. If you're near mangroves and see thick white sap oozing from a tree, keep your distance. Your eyes will thank you. The suicide tree. The suicide tree has an innocent appearance. It grows beautiful white flowers and smooth green fruit that looks like a small mango, but inside that fruit lies a deadly secret, one of the most powerful natural poisons known to man. Native to India and Southeast Asia, the suicide tree produces a toxin called cerberin. When swallowed, cerberin blocks the heart's electrical signals, causing it to slow down and eventually stop. What makes it scarier is that the toxin is hard to detect, making it a weapon in many silent murders and suicides. In fact, this tree has earned the nickname the perfect murder weapon because it leaves behind very little trace in the body. A single seed can be fatal. Even traditional medicine practitioners avoid using it due to its unpredictable and dangerous effects. The African tree net. The African tree net, also known as the whistling thorn acacia, has one of nature's weirdest and most terrifying defense systems. It comes with its own army of biting ants. This tree forms small hollow balls on its branches, which are homes for aggressive ants. These ants don't just live there, they protect the tree like tiny soldiers. If you even slightly brush against the branches, hundreds of ants will swarm out and start biting. Their bites are painful and come in large numbers, often leaving itchy welts all over the skin. The tree and ants have a perfect relationship. The tree provides food and shelter, and the ants protect it from animals and humans. Even giraffes avoid this tree because of the ants. It might not be poisonous, but the ant tree is still dangerous. If you ever spot small, round balls on a thorny tree while on a safari, take a few steps back. It's already watching you. The bunya pine. Native to Australia, might not seem deadly at first glance. It looks like a normal tall conifer with large, sharp leaves. But this tree has a dangerous surprise. It drops massive seed cones from high above, and they can weigh over 20 pounds each. Imagine walking under a tree, and suddenly a heavy cone crashes down at full speed that could cause serious injury or even death. These cones fall without warning, especially during the summer season, and can break bones or knock someone unconscious. Some parks even put up warning signs and fences around these trees to protect people. Despite the risk, the bunya pine is still a cultural and historical icon for Indigenous Australians who once used its seeds as food. So if you ever visit areas where these trees grow, stay clear of their shade, especially during cone season. The upas tree. The upas tree, native to Southeast Asia, is surrounded by myths and fear. Some old stories claimed that even standing near the tree could kill you. While that's not exactly true, the tree is still incredibly toxic and dangerous. Its sap is a thick white latex filled with powerful poisons. In the past, hunters would dip their arrows into the sap to create deadly weapons. The poison affects the nervous system, leading to convulsions, paralysis, and eventually heart failure. Just a small amount getting into your bloodstream can be fatal. Even handling the tree without protection can be risky, as the sap can irritate your skin and eyes. The tree was once feared so much that people believed entire forests around it were deadly zones. Although we now know that's an exaggeration, the upas tree is no joke. It's a reminder that some trees evolved to protect themselves in terrifying ways. So, the next time you find yourself walking through a forest or admiring a beautiful tree, remember, not everything in nature is as safe as it seems. Some trees sting, some explode, and others kill silently with just a touch. Nature is full of beauty, but also full of danger. These deadly trees are proof that even something as peaceful as a tree can be hiding a lethal secret. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you love exploring the wild side of the natural world. Until next time, stay curious, but stay safe.